Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Maine Pageant Place. Today we have the honor of sitting down with Sarah Hubbard. Sarah, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I see you have a beautiful sash and crown on, but before we dive into that, let's learn a little bit about the early life of Sarah. What did that look like for you?
Yeah, so I live in Pittsfield right now, so storybook town. I grew up playing every sport but football. I played field hockey for a while. I spent 12 years of my life playing lacrosse, and I spent 13 or 14 cheering. And as I went to college, I kind of drifted away from sports, but we've always held close to pageants.
I love that. So, how did you get your start into pageantry? What kind of made you put your foot in that arena?
Yeah, I love telling this story, actually. I tell it in just about every pageant interview I have. Probably around the ages of 8 or 9, I started begging my mom, let me do pageants. I want to try them. They look so fun. My friends are doing them. My friends were in high school and they were doing them. So not the girls my age. But when I turned 15, she finally cracked. She said, fine, sign up. We'll see if you like it. And I signed up for Miss Maine Teen USA. I was Teen Palmyra. Didn't make semifinals. Wasn't probably not even close. But I loved it. I fell in love with being on that stage, sharing my heart and my authentic self with the judges, and meeting all of the girls and creating the sisterhood I have now.
Absolutely. So, specifically, the title you have around you now, let's learn a little bit about what you currently hold.
Yeah, so I was crowned Miss Central Maine in February of this year, which was such an exciting opportunity. Lately, I usually don't win pageants, which I've been very content with. But winning this made me realize that I have such a broad spectrum of location that I can go to now. I'm not confined to Somerset County, Palmyra, Pittsfield, whatever my prior titles have been. Now I have Central Maine, which I count Bangor to like Lewiston. So I have so much outreach now that I can make, which counts from not only appearances, but also fundraisers I've been a part of. Recently, I was able to donate to the Diversified Ink in Bangor. It's a tattoo shop. They held a hygiene supply drive for rape response, which I donated many supplies and some comfort items to them to help give to victims.
That's amazing. So, most pageants, you have a platform. Is that under the umbrella of your platform, or is that just an extra piece of fundraising you did? Your platform might differ?
It's definitely something that I wanted to dabble in. I have a lot of friends that are victims of sexual assault, and a lot of men and women in this country are victims. And I realized this is such a small thing that I could do to make a huge difference in someone restarting their life. Actually, in April of 2024, I lost a childhood very close friend, Emily Salee, to domestic violence. And over the past year, I've been able to reach out to people and help them realize that they can be safe if they let us help them. And a lot of the time, it's just them realizing that they can get out. And I'm really grateful that I had that opportunity to help these people because Emily, she was the most amazing, most compassionate mother, daughter, and friend and sister you will ever meet. And so I'm really grateful I can keep her legacy going with this.
I can guarantee you, Emily is smiling down upon you and is very proud of these moves you're making to assure that others can feel comfort in that time of feeling so isolated and alone. And I think you really are an example of what our little slogan here at the Maine Pageant Place is becoming, is that it's not just a crown, it's a call to action, Sarah. So thank you so much for that outreach and your honesty and sharing her story.
Yeah, it's definitely something that's been very difficult to realize that we watch this happen, but there are so many people that have been able to begin a new life. And even those small hygiene drives, if you see a business post them and you think, well, me dropping off a bottle of shampoo and mouthwash isn't going to do much, it can be a whole new beginning for a family.
So I see that you're doing a lot of this community service statewide. Or do you have any bigger specs nationally? Is there anything attached to this state title that you want to let our audience know about?
Not yet. We're hoping that in the event that I win a Maine title or a New England title at states in September of this year, that I'll be able to expand my mission to help women feel confident and empowered and be able to be their best selves, and not only their personal space, but also in their workplace. Something that I've kind of dabbled in a little bit is as an intern for U.S. Senator Susan Collins in her Bangor office, I realized that a lot of women kind of lower their femininity in the workplace. And I'm someone, as you can see, who loves to wear color. I love to be able to pop and stand out and feel like I'm having fun at work. And I want to carry that in the office. Kind of reminds me of Miss Maine, Jenny Daly, who has done an amazing thing. She has her hashtag dress like an engineer trend, and she wears outfits that show her femininity and show that she is a woman and she is proud to be empowered like this. And I definitely want to carry that into the political side.
Wow, I think that reflection is so incredible on your side. And to be so young and to already have such insight into how you can help move the needle for others and to be inspired by people that are leading the way to help you be the best version of yourself is amazing. And I know she was going to love that compliment.
Oh, I hope so. She's been a huge inspiration for me. I met her back in 2023, I believe, when I competed for Miss Maine Teen USA. And meeting her made me realize that I can do these really cool things in male-dominated fields and still be empowered as a woman. I don't have to lower myself and lower my value in order to impress others. As long as I'm impressed by myself, that is truly what matters at the end of the day.
Mm. So, how do you lead authentically in a world that really appreciates conformity?
Something that I've really started to do, especially as I've entered my later teen years, I'm almost 20, kind of hard to realize that, is I realize that social media is such an unfair scale to how you live your life. I, growing up, have always looked at these influencers, these celebrities, the girl bands when I was little and realized, well, they do all those things. They're so successful at, relatively young age, mostly in their mid-20s to late 20s. And I thought, well, how am I going to get to that? I'm kind of slacking. I still live in Maine. I want to go do all these big, huge things. And I realized that we all move at our own level. We all move at our own rates. And my plan A might be someone's plan C. My first stop might be someone's end goal. I think I heard this quote somewhere. It was like, comparison is the thief of joy. And I have tried to live true to that so much. The more that I compare my life to someone else, it's so unfair to me. It's unfair to them because they might realize, oh, these younger girls are comparing themselves to me in my life. Like, what if I'm not a good role model? And then that's pressure on them. And it's pressure on younger girls to be more than they really are and more than they can be at that time.
Very wise words that I think a lot of us can gather from and use as a pillar in any kind of facet of life, no matter what age we are. So I think you're really on the right track to leave a wonderful legacy.
I really hope so. Even if I don't end up winning a state title, I know that with this title alone, I've been able to do a lot with inspiring younger girls and children all around because that's really where this starts. Obviously, I'm able to change my logic a little bit at this age, but if you instill the logic that you are your own person, don't worry about the person next to you in a younger child, they are going to flourish as they grow.
So throughout pageantry, I'm sure it's kind of opened a lot of unique doors and experiences. Is there anything that sticks out in your head that's been really phenomenal or just stays with you?
Absolutely. I've gone to New York Fashion Week twice, which how many teenagers can say that they've missed school to go walk in New York Fashion Week? It was absolutely eye-opening and such a great experience. I met so many amazing other models like yourself and designers that have helped me so much. When I did my senior project, I did it on entrepreneurship and fashion. And I actually was able to interview a couple designers that I had met at New York Fashion Week. And if it weren't for those doors being opened, I don't think my project would have been as amazing as it was. But I think, honestly, my all-time favorite has been being able to just meet more in my community. A lot of people, see me at events as a regular person, and then I have my sash on, and they think, oh, well, she's somebody really important. We should go meet her. Let's see who she is. And I think that's just so fun that people want to meet you more when you have all your regalia on. And being able to just be that person in the community that people see and look, oh, she's Miss Central Maine. We like her. She's really cool and fun. We love hanging out with her and seeing her in our community.
I do always feel like you're very authentic whenever I see you. You're always Sarah. There's never really a diverge, which you bring that energy that people want to be around and gravitate towards. So when you were at Fashion Week and you were interviewing those designers, was there anything that you learned that really surprised you or that you kind of took away for that project?
I learned one of the biggest and most constant themes that I heard throughout those interviews, even from the small business owners in Newport, was get comfortable with rejection. People are going to say, no, I don't want your designs. No, these don't fit what I want, or no, I don't want those in my show. And one thing that stuck with me was a designer told me that rejection is redirection. And that has just held so true to me, especially as I applied, got accepted and rejected with colleges, and realizing that like it's not the end of the world if you hear a no. Every no is a day closer to a yes. And I think as long as you're consistent and you really are passionate about what you're doing, rejection is just another day.
Absolutely well said. So, what are you currently studying right now? What is next for you career-wise?
So right now I'm a marketing communications major with the University of Wisconsin's Green Bay online program. And we'll see what's in next for me. I really am passionate about working with school-age children. I'm a long-term substitute teacher right now, and I absolutely love what I get to do, especially with the outreach with the younger kids. But something that I'm really passionate about is fashion merchandising and designing. If you watch the Miss Maine pageant this September, you will see my fun fashion, which is being designed by myself. That was a project I decided to take on last minute because I just couldn't find something that I loved. So why not just make it myself?
So, we talked a little bit about New York Fashion Week, but I feel like Maine is almost trending for our own fashion month in June. Are there some upcoming shows that you're in?
On the 21st, I'm in the Fashion Soiree, which is down in Arundel at the Maine Classic Car Museum, which is such a fun show to be in. I was in it last year as well, and I had a great time modeling it and just meeting all of the people. There are so many amazing local businesses that were there. All the audience members were very close to the models and the designers, but I think that local support is just so important for them to grow. We had amazing talent. Sevi performed, and she is just outstanding. She just released some new music, so if you have Instagram or Facebook or Spotify, go check her out. She is so talented, and her music is just amazing. It's modern R&B, and it's just so fun.
Amazing. Thank you so much for supporting that Maine community and taking care of those designers and showing off their creations so elegantly and beautifully. So, are you doing anything right now? I think I heard that you were doing something with a raffle upcoming. Do you want to mention that at all for our viewers to help support?
Absolutely. I'm just starting a Father's Day raffle. I have a tie blanket made by myself and a 3-piece grill set that might be that perfect finishing touch for a Father's Day basket. And if you happen to be up in my area, there's also a $50 Homestead Styles gift certificate up for raffle. The amazing owner was more than happy to support me and donate that gift certificate. So if your husband, father, that special man in your life, maybe forgets to book his haircuts, she specializes in walk-ins.
That's perfect. So, any social medias or platforms that people can find you on?
Yeah, I have Facebook and Instagram, MASP, Miss Central Maine 2025. Then I also have my Venmo, which is linked in my Facebook and my personal Facebook as well, which I'm always taking donations that way. If you might be a community member or if you're a business that doesn't do cash or check, you're more than welcome to do that. And if you're a business and you're interested in supporting me, I have sponsorship letters and donation receipts available, so you are more than welcome to send me an email or a DM, and I can easily email it all to you.
Perfect. That's exactly what we want to hear because we want to rally behind queens like you that are very worthy. Sarah, thank you so much for coming out today.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been so exciting and so much fun to be a part of.